Well, good evening. My name is Duan, and I want to welcome you to Experience Mid Valley Fellowship. And I am here along with Rita and Grant. And so we just want to, this is our weekly kind of drop in to let you know what's happening in support programs tonight. And so, Rita, you're going to be facilitating a lesson tonight, correct?
Correct.
What program are you facilitating a lesson for?
It's called Hope Together Year 2.
And what is Hope Together for?
Hope Together is for individuals that are married and or associated with someone that has a sexual addiction, and they're not quite sure how to handle it. And they also have some misunderstandings about themselves as well.
And so, and this is year 2 because it's a 2-year program.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the lesson that you're facilitating tonight?
It's called Unmasking the Mask. I think that's the title.
Mm-hmm.
What it is people that have been codependent, trying to help their sexual partner. They have some myths about themselves, and they look at themselves. When they look in the mirror, they don't see the real person because they have been damaged, usually from years of abuse or neglect or some sort of trauma in their childhood that they're not really even aware of. And they're not aware that the behaviors that they are now exhibiting are really tied into that and not who they really are.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. So then, Grant, you're also facilitating a lesson tonight. What program are you facilitating for?
I'm facilitating for the Taking Back Ground group.
And what is Taking Back Ground?
Taking Back Ground is a group that we have here for individuals who struggle with unwanted same-sex desires.
Cool.
Yeah, specifically those in the church.
And so, this is year 2 for that group as well, because it's a 2-year program. What's the lesson that you're facilitating for that group?
I will be teaching on boundaries tonight. So kind of the big idea for the lesson, or a few of the big ideas, are that all of our relationships are defined by boundaries, but we get a voice on what we want those boundaries to look like. And when we fail to use that voice, or those boundaries are not respected or set well, then those relationships can be chaotic and rather hurtful. Whereas living inside of the boundaries God has set for relationships comes with the promise of God's provision and protection. So,
yeah, that's good. Cool. Sounds like a good lesson.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So
nice. A couple of other topics that we're covering tonight too, actually, kind of interestingly fit a little bit with some of the things you guys mentioned. One is called Points of Powerlessness, which is for first year in Clean Heart, and that one's a little bit about how all these different situations in our lives kind of create a sense of powerlessness and kind of wounding and things. But then also we pick up secrets, and our secrets end up having power over us and take control of us. And so that part of the challenge in the lesson is to really break through to break the secrecy, because then that allows the secret not to have power anymore. And so and that tends to drive addiction when we keep secrets and when we don't speak the truth of what's actually going on. So that's one that's happening. Excuse me. The other one is I'm in week 3 of a series on trauma in Clean Heart Year 2, and the reality that all of us have trauma of different kinds, kind of big T traumas like abuse or other things that are really kind of a point in time. But then also what's called little T traumas, where it's things that happen over the course of time rather than necessarily a specific event. And so we're digging into that a little bit more tonight, continuing to share the trauma story, but also begin to talk about, okay, what does it look like to address trauma in a healthy way and to walk free from it rather than being trapped by it. So there's a couple other lessons that we're doing tonight too, in Mending the Soul, which is for survivors of sexual abuse. They're talking about what is abuse and defining that. I didn't mention, but Clean Heart is for men who are struggling with pornography or sexual addiction. Let's see. What else? Yeah, those are probably the main things. We have a couple other ones that are going on as well. They're important, but that kind of gives you a little bit of a window into what's happening tonight. We just had our benefit dinner this last Friday, and that went really well, and some exciting things coming out of that, which we'll share more about later. But some good things. And so we're looking forward to a good evening tonight. As always, we value your prayers. This is a spiritual battle, and so we need you praying and warring along with us against the enemy's tactics in people's lives. And so, yeah, I think that's about it for now. I encourage you to share this video, to like it, and to please be praying. And then you can drop back in here again next Tuesday at about 5:45 for Experience Mid Valley Fellowship. So thanks for dropping in.